When I hear the word peacemaker, I often picture a negotiator who has been assigned to broker a peace treaty between two warring nations. And that is true, but when Jesus uses the word peacemaker in the Beatitudes, his meaning is much broader than simply that. Hi, I'm Doug, and thank you for joining me for Transformational Talks, because Jesus' teaching was not just intended to impart knowledge, but also to transform lives. If I had to choose one beatitude that I would say is my favorite, I think I would say it's this one. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Now, I want to start by talking about what it means to be a peacemaker, and then next time we'll look at a Bible story that helps to illustrate that. To be a peacemaker simply means that you are someone who makes peace. It's not complicated. But the next question should be, what exactly is peace? And peace is a lack of war. Peace is the absence of war. And that can be both internal and external. We can be at war with others, but we can also be at war with ourselves, at war with our troubles and our anxieties and our fears. And that word peace actually encompasses both ideas. So a peacemaker is somebody who can bring peace to a war between people, or who can bring peace in somebody's inner turmoil. So let me give you just a simple example of that. If my youngest child is crying, and I don't know why she's crying, when she comes to me, I will hold my arms out and she'll climb up in my lap and she'll lay her head on my shoulder and I will snuggle with her. And just simply by taking that action, easy as it is, I'm being a peacemaker. I am helping to still the inner turmoil within her. I bet you didn't realize it was so easy to be a peacemaker. Okay. It's not always easy. Sometimes it's hard. Because after a while, as she's settled down, I will begin to talk to her and I will say, what is it that's troubling you? And her answer will sometimes be that she hurt herself, and sometimes it will be that one of her older siblings did something to torment her, or she couldn't agree with them about something. And so when that happens, I will call the sibling to me as well, and I'll have both of them there. And I will ask the older one to explain their perception of what just happened. And sometimes, as I listen to them, I will think about it and I will say, I think a good resolution to this problem might be. And they listen to me, and if they think that sounds good, then they resolve the problem as I suggested. And I am, in that instance, a peacemaker because I have brought to an end the turmoil and the war between two people. But I don't always do that. Sometimes I will look at them and I will say, what do you think is the best way to solve this problem? And they will think about it. And sooner or later, one of them will say something along the lines, probably I should do this. And I'll look at the other one and say, do you think that makes sense? And if everybody's satisfied with it, off they go. Problem solved. And that's interesting that the person who is involved in the war can actually become a peacemaker in that war. Often being a peacemaker requires that you consider your own actions and evaluate them and decide if you should have done things differently. And usually the one who suggests an approach that will solve the problem is the one who recognizes they didn't handle it well in the first place. Sometimes being a peacemaker requires humility. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God.
Master, the tempest is raging, the billows are tossing high. The sky is o'ershadowed with blackness, no shelter or help is nigh. Carest thou not that we perish? How canst thou lie asleep, when each moment so madly is threatening a grave in the angry deep? The wind and the wave shall obey my will. Peace, be still. Whether the wrath of the storm-tossed sea, or demons, or men, or whatever it be, no water can swallow the ship where lies the master of ocean and earth and skies. They all shall sweetly obey my will. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. They all shall sweetly obey my will. Peace, be still.